It is Thursday, November 21st. Today is a shot day. I weighed myself this morning and it was, I believe, 238.4. I think that's up like zero point 0.2 from last week. Last week, if you recall, I did not have an accurate dose. It was less than what it should have been. So theoretically today I did do 12.5 milligrams. When I was going to do the shot, I had to remake a cartridge today, and I was going to do less liquid in it, but I didn't remember I was going to do that until I had already put half the backwater in. I'd reconstituted it. And the needles I'm using right now, I don't have any of my bigger needles, so I'm using a smaller, thinner needle. And it's making it hard to take liquid out and put liquid in to the cartridges. So I just went ahead and did the entire 3 milliliters into a 60 milligram vial. So I'm having to give myself 61, 62 units instead of the less, 30 or whatever I was kind of hoping to do. So hopefully I remember next time when I'm reconstituting the next vial to use the peptide calculator and figure out how we can do less bacteriostatic water. But, that's a problem for next month. I've also kind of been thinking about maybe trying retatrutide. I think that's how you pronounce it. Reta for short. I was kind of thinking about doing that. It's a triple agonist instead of the dual agonist that the Tirzepatide is, as compared to a single agonist that the semaglutide is. Some people have had better luck with the Reta than they have with the Terz. So I'm kind of thinking about doing that, but it's just one more thing to purchase, and I already have a supply of the Tirzepatide. And some people say that they stack the two of them together, like they'll back off or back down on the Terz, and then they'll add the Reta. So, there's a lot of different ways that you can stack. So I'm not 100% sure what I'll do there. I got the cutest little tiny fridge for my bedroom for my birthday in October. And when I was moving some peptide stuff from the main fridge to my tiny fridge, I was reminded that I have the SS25 and there's another one whose name escapes me right now, that you're supposed to do the one for a protocol before you do the other one. And let me look that up. So it's MOTS C and SS25. And I can't remember which one you do first and which one you do other. But I have them. I didn't notice any benefits from it last time, but I also did not notice any cons from doing the protocol. So I might as well use it since I have it, right? And maybe it does something internally that I am unaware of. But I am going to look into that. I'm going to see if I can maybe mix them together in one cartridge and then just use a pen for that. I know certain things don't like to be mixed together. It makes them kind of gel, like a jelly, and then it's useless because then you can't inject it. I'm not sure if these two, well, no, actually, now that I think about it, I can't do that because I don't have to do anything, but you're supposed to do one of them before the other one. So I will do that. I'm still taking the BPC 157 pill form, and so far so good. I've been doing Miralax every night before bed, and it is definitely helping me go to the bathroom on a daily basis. I don't love the sense of urgency that it gives, and I don't love that you basically cannot trust a fart. But I also don't love being constipated, and I think I've already screwed my colon up from the many years of chronic constipation, which is probably why I have that, rectal prolapse situation going on. I'm hoping if I can not allow a lot of food to remain in the colon, maybe it can heal itself. Maybe that pouch can maybe, go back. I don't know. I don't know if it's a situation where it has to have surgery to fix that or not, but if I can keep things soft enough and moving enough, I'm going to try that for probably multiple months is my plan. And we'll just see how it goes from there. I want to do another session of the hyaluron on my face, and I was looking at my calendar, and I can't do it again until the 22nd, so I have to wait a few days for that. I was going to do it last night, but then I'm like, well, I should probably look, and it probably would have been fine had I done it yesterday, but I am trying to adhere to strict times. I don't want to cause scar tissue, you know, that kind of stuff. So I've done a couple puzzles since last week. I think one of them I'm going to keep and one of them I'm not going to. Yeah, so actually I did 3 of puzzles over the last week, and I won't be keeping any of them. So the first one, I think I talked about it last time maybe. It's kind of an Americana, Charles Wysocki style, and he might be the artist for all I know. It's kind of like an Americana folk style. There's too much dark in it. It took a long time because there's too much similarities, and I don't enjoy that. The other one that I did was another Americana style. The color scheme was lighter, but I just didn't love this one. And for 1,000 pieces, if I'm going to keep it, I need to love it. The other one that I did was a 750 piece. It had a lot of cats. It wasn't too bad. I did it within about a day and a half in between taking phone calls. I don't like doing puzzles where there's a lot of fur. It's too hard. It's just too much. You can't tell where anything's supposed to go. So I could have like the rest of the whole piece puzzle, which is what I did on this one. I did the rest of it, and then I had to really focus on the cats, and that's pretty much what took me the most time, I think, are doing the cats. So I did not love that. I watched a few movies. I watched Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. I acquired a bunch of, I got a bunch of Hitchcock films, I don't know, like a year ago, thinking, oh, I'm going to go through these. These are classics. I haven't watched them, so I thought the other day, okay, I'm going to watch The Birds. It is a slow burn to get to the thing. Like, I mean, she's attacked once by a seagull, but before the actual bird attacks start happening, it's like 52 minutes into the film before the birds really start going crazy and attacking. That's a long time to set it up, you know? And the thing I thought was kind of funny, actually, was she drives this old school, because of course it's old school, it's like 60s or 50s, I don't know when it is, roadster, like a top-down convertible. She drives like 2 hours up the coastline with the top down. And she's not wearing one of those, you know, like little scarves that women used to wear to protect their hair. No, she's driving 2 hours like a bat out of hell. It's crazy. They do a lot of tire screeching while this woman's driving. Her hair is perfect. There is not one hair out of place when she gets there. So I call BS on her driving 2 hours up the coastline with her top down on the car. The car's top down. And her hair is just perfect. It's, no. All things considered, it's not one that I need to watch over and over again. I'm glad I watched it. I think I'd seen it as a child maybe, but it's been a long time since I've watched it in its entirety. I don't know if it's reminiscent of a lot of Hitchcock films, if they all are kind of a slow burn like that. It takes forever to get things going. I will find out, I'm sure, at some point when I watch the rest of his works, but it was okay. Definitely not scary as far as today's standards are going. And the guy in it, she and the main love interest have such a weird relationship. Like it's fairly antagonistic, and he's kind of a dick to her. But then like they are kind of together, but then his mom has all these issues. Like she runs off all these people that her son's interested in. This like, you know, 35, 40-year-old man, his mother is running people off. Anyway, so The Birds. Then I watched 80 for Brady. It's based on a true story about a quartet of older ladies who got together and they watched Tom Brady play football. And so they decided that they want to go to the Super Bowl when he goes to the Super Bowl, they want to go. So it's all about them, you know, getting the tickets and making it from their hometown to where the Super Bowl is going to be. And then a crazy cast of characters that they meet along the way. It was pretty cute. I looked it up, and there's not a lot of truth to how the movie is portrayed as compared to the women that it's supposed to be loosely based on. But I laughed a number of times. I like the actresses. I think they're like Sally Field, Jane Fonda, Rena Moreno, Lily Tomlin. Haven't seen her in a lot lately, but they're a cute set of women, and the whole premise of it is really cute. So if you haven't seen it and you're looking for a cute, like if you like the book club type storylines, with older ladies, then you'd probably like 80 for Brady. I also watched Saturday Night. It is the movie about the very first broadcast of the Saturday Night sketch comedy series that we still have and, know and love today. That seemed like a super chaotic night. Like, people seemed nutballs. Hopefully it's not quite as crazy these days when they're doing their sketches. I assume it wouldn't be, because it's been going on for decades now and they should have a pretty good formula for how things are run. But they did a really good job casting people to look like and sound like the original cast members. Like the guy for Chevy Chase, he did great. Belushi did a great job. There was just Gilda Radner, her character, the lady, whoever she is. She looked a lot like Gilda. So that one was kind of fun. If you are at all interested in the history of Saturday Night, then I would recommend seeing that one. I also watched I don't want to call it a remake, but it is a remake of Cinderella. Came out a few years ago. It was on Amazon Prime. A lot of big names in it. I liked that. I like how they did a lot of mashups it's a musical. So they did a lot of mashups of contemporary music, and they had a couple made for the movie, I believe. I fast forwarded through a couple songs just because it didn't interest me. So it's not one that I'm going to watch over and over again. But seeing it once, I thought it was pretty cute. I liked this one time where the prince was talking to his dad. And basically he's like, what? So I'm just going to, marry this girl and we're going to grow old together into our 40s. It's a whole thing. But it was pretty like, what are we going to talk about? It was funny. So they had some fairly comedic one-offs. And I think Billy Porter was her fairy godmother. And the guys that played the mice, I think that they're known names. Definitely James Corbin. He's a known name. I didn't recognize the other two, but I'm sure I've seen them in something. So, it's cute. I'd say see it. Your kids will probably like it if your kids at all like musicals and Cinderella. I think that's about it. Health-wise, feeling okay. I'm getting the heart palpitations again. Who knows why? Still doing the hormone replacement therapy, and I assume I'll be doing that for at least the next 10 years, I would imagine. So I do start on testosterone pretty soon. It's supposed to be great for the libido, so I will let you know in very classy terms, if it works. The estrogen and the progesterone, I think, are helping. Again, I haven't had any hot flashes since I started taking it, so I do think that that's probably the right style of dose for me. Testosterone can both cause you to lose hair and also increase the hair that you have. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. If I could get it to kind of fill back in these side, edges, I'd be okay with that. I really don't want to lose more hair than I already have. I got to think that you have to be taking a very high dose of testosterone to cause hair loss, though. So I'm not really too worried about any side effects from that. Okay, I can't remember what I was talking about, so it must not have been too important. I will see you guys next week, and I'll let you know how much weight I've lost or stayed static with. Until then, bye.